Efraim Belko in the Master of Science and Program Management program here at NPS. My JAP project title is Defense Industrial Base Analysis of Navy Auxiliary Systems. And I've been working with my advisor, Dr. Robert Mortlock. For my background, I'm an engineer with the Naval Surface Warfare Center, civilian government personnel, and I've been working here for about 12 years. My main research question was, what can the Navy do to protect its interests in Navy auxiliary systems when there's a lack of competition amongst the defense industrial base? So I performed a sector by sector, tier by tier analysis with a fragility and criticality assessment. Essentially, fragility basically measures can the DoD get what it needs when it needs it, whether it's service or supply, and criticality is how difficult is it to replace that service or supply if they were to exit the marketplace. For my methodology, I did a lot of research through previous contracts through SAM.gov. I also did a lot of interviews and discussions with subject matter experts, in-service engineering agents, our acquisition managers, and subsystems engineering managers for different types of surface ships. So two topics I chose to focus on was first was ACNR. They basically provide the climate control, chill water, food service for every single ship in the Navy. And the main vendor for those is Johnson Controls Naval Systems, JCNS, and they provide a high efficiency super chiller to pretty much every ship in the Navy. So they've had a sole source contract being awarded to them every 5 years going back to 1997. And looking into the sole source justification was essentially the same every single time. It was due to limited IP and access to engineering drawings. Some of the future sustainability of the topic, so the ACNR systems, is JCNS has made a $15 million investment in themselves to upgrade their own facilities to make sure they can have better producibility. And the Navy has obligated ourselves to them by making planned procurements for the next 25 to 30 years for advanced orders, so as per the SME. So essentially, their systems, JCNS systems, have gotten into the ship specs for the next several decades. My other topic I chose to research was the compressed air systems. A few more vendors there. So they have three major vendors. There's Curtiss-Wright, Sauer, and Rix. Compressed air systems provide propulsion air, generator air, deballast air, and ship service air too. And they're again on every ship in the Navy. There's a couple different contracts here. So Curtiss-Wright has we have a sole source contract with them. It's a firm fixed price IDIQ contract. With Rix, we don't have a contract with them. Any kind of contract vehicles with them are a task by task simplified acquisition process. And I wasn't able to get any long-term contracting data with Sauer. Typically, those are done through the regional maintenance centers, all their service and supply work. One program I did find through compressed air system was the Naval Common Core controller system. So as controllers on the compressors are going obsolete, they're being replaced with a common core controller. So it utilizes common components such as power screen, power supply, touchscreen, PLC modules. And that's one way, that's a Navy-owned, Navy-designed program to kind of make commonality across the systems. So in doing my fragility and criticality analysis, this is basically kind of what came out to be. So both systems are in the yellow, not quite in the red. So there are ways to improve the health of the marketplace. So some of my results and recommendations, a lot of my recommendations follow along with the February 2022 report from the Undersecretary for Acquisition Sustainment to increase competition amongst the defense industrial base. The first one is to try to avoid vendor lock. One way is to separate service and supply contracts, increase opportunities for small businesses, utilize our regional maintenance centers, our government and ships force workforce. Another way is to try to limit the IP limitations. Again, we saw that with the NC3 program, and the ACNR group is doing their best with that by pursuing a mil-spec technical data package to allow more competition for their future modular refrigeration systems. And other ways to make sure we're monitoring mergers as the SMEs. So some previous mergers were in 2018, Curtiss-Wright absorbed previously Dresser-Rand, their government services. And back in 2005, JC&S, Johnson Controls, had absorbed York Refrigeration, and kind of just in the future make sure we're measuring, monitoring uh, the mergers for those systems and systems across the Navy. And that's all I've got.